Absolutely, that's 100% true. And one thing we wanted to do before we get started, we wanted to talk about someone who passed from the Collider family. Carmine wanted to go ahead and say some things about that.
Yeah, guys. I wanted to send my condolences to the Jon Schnepp family. His wife, Holly Payne. If many of you guys that are going to be listening to this on SoundCloud or YouTube, if you don't know who Jon Schnepp is, which I find hard to believe everybody knows who Jon Schnepp is, because it's fitting that we're doing the Multiverse Day podcast today. And we're talking about Comic Con because Jon Schnepp, to me, was like the king of all nerds. And I've been watching Collider Heroes for years, ever since it was AMC. Ever since it was AMC Movie Talk and, AMC Heroes, blah, blah. Like, when I watched like the very first episode that Jon Schnepp was on, Movie Talk, and then they branched out and they started Heroes with him, and he is like, to me, the king of all nerds. Like, that guy, Jon Schnepp. When I found out that he passed, it was tough. Like, I've never met him, by the way, guys. I've never met him. I've never had a conversation with him, never talked to him. But his personality on camera, his love for the culture that we love on camera resonated with me so much, touched my heart so much, because this guy is a grown man. He passed away at 51 years old, and he acted like he was the biggest nerd, and he was proud of it. And that's the number one thing that I took away. And he coined the phrase "sweaty." All nerds, he calls them sweaties, and because in this nerd culture, that's what he did. He sweated profusely for this nerd culture.
Mm-hmm.
He was always out of any Comic-Con he can go to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be San Diego. Comic-Con in Florida, New York, Chicago, anywhere. He was there, and he was there talking to fans, and Steph isn't just someone that from Collider. He's an artist. He's a writer. He's a director. He's there's some things in the works. I believe that Holly Payne was going to try to finish for him to get it out there. He has a TV series that's solely based off of the documentary that he did. It's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen in my life. The Death of Superman Lives. What happens? It tells a tale of a Superman story that we've never seen. We never got to see in a big screen, with Nicolas Cage playing Superman. As crazy as that might sound, that almost happened, guys. That actually almost happened. There's photos of Nicolas Cage as Superman with long hair and the outfit and the suit and everything like that. And the show that he was gonna come out with was loosely based on that. It's based on stories of films that were going to be made and weren't made. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the fact that he was a man he's 50. He passed away at 51 years old. Do you have no idea how awesome that makes me feel? The fact that he was that grown of a man, and he was unapologetic when it comes to his nerddom, when it comes to loving comic books, comic book movies, animes, any type of geek culture thing you can think of, that man loved, and he didn't apologize for it. And it doesn't matter how old you are, you can love this stuff. It doesn't make you look like, oh, you're an immature little kid because you love these things. Not at all. The same way a football player or an athlete can love the sport that they love, well, we can love the things that we love, and the nerd culture things that we love, and those are the things that we love. I'm a diehard fan of Collider Heroes, and that is my favorite show on Collider because of him solely because of him. Yes, I love everybody else on that show. Amy Dallin, Alamar Burnett, Jason Inman that comes on, all the guests, Corey Dandruff, all these guests, Martia, all these guests that come on the show. But he is the main reason why I love that show. And he is someone that I've watched for so long. And one thing that I take away from him is that he has strong opinions about certain things. And when he believes that he's right, he'll let you know that he's right. But he'll also, one of the most important things is, he'll also say, you know what? Even though I believe in what I'm saying, I never thought of things from your perspective. And I do want to understand from your perspective. You know what I mean? And he was very strong about his opinion and whatnot, but he also wanted to know your opinion. He also wanted to, know things about you. And he always accepted whoever the person was. He always accepted you. And I just got that from watching him on the stream. So I can imagine what people that were actually in his life, his family, his friends at Collider, all the friends that he had over the years. I can imagine, the joy that they got for meeting him. They did a live stream over the weekend of his best moments that I watched. And I loved watching. They did something today on Collider. There's a video. Guys, anybody listening to this, please, go watch this video on Collider, and then you can see the person that I'm talking about. It's a remembrance video of Schnepp. You have people that were in his life that touched him, come speak to him, and they just had clips of his best moments on Collider. And I want to say I'm just a regular person that was touched in a positive way by someone who I just, these are the people. I don't idolize anyone in this world. God is number one for me. But he's someone that I can say that I looked up to because he's someone that made me feel right and okay loving the things that I love and be unapologetic for it. And to know that he had someone by his side in Holly Payne that loved the same things that he loves and that supported him in his love of his nerd culture, that's relationship goals to me. That's what I strive for. That's relationship goals. Even if, that's my dream, to have someone someone to marry that loves the things that I love. And even if they didn't come into the relationship loving comic books, loving comic book movies, loving all this nerd stuff, but it's open-minded to learn the things that I love and to open-minded to like them. And, that's goals. So I just wanted to say that I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss watching him on Heroes. And he is just a lasting impression that he made on my life over the years by just watching him on the YouTube channel. And, I hope one day that I can touch someone's life like he touched mine. So that's all I want to say about that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a pretty crazy situation. And obviously Carmine's been watching the show a lot longer than I have, but I followed them probably at the tail end of their of them being on AMC. I probably caught them at the very end of it, and then when they switched over to YouTube, I started watching it from there, which is one of the first things me and Carmine ever talked about, other than wrestling, was Collider. That was like one of our first conversations. And I'm with Carmine the whole time. I haven't watched the video, the tribute to him, because I'm kind of like a little different when it comes to people passing, and he hasn't touched me as much as he touched you, because you've obviously watched him a lot longer. But for me, it was something. It was a part of my daily life. I watched Collider every day. I listened to it while I was at work, and I've always wanted to know his insight on things, because I know he was one of the things that he was a huge Star Wars fan, which I am myself. So I always like to hear what he had to say about Star Wars stuff, and I always valued all of his opinions when it come to anything nerd culture related. And like you said, he was always open-minded when it comes to people's opinions on certain things. So, that type of mentality and type of personality is a rarity, even in just people around us and every day. So for him being that way, it's very inspirational. And it's pretty crazy. It's really shocking to hear that.
Yeah.
Prayers out to his family, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Prayers out, and stuff. It's just it's a tough transition, but in honor of the great and wonderful, the king of all cities, Jon Schnepp, we're going to talk about something that he loved, and I know he would have been all over Comic-Con. His opinions would have been fantastic on everything that we saw, and it really sucks. Some of the things that we're going to talk about is some of the things over the weeks that led up to Comic-Con that he's been most excited to talk about. And in his honor, we're definitely going to go ahead and give our opinions and talk about it. Anybody that has an opinion on this video that's watching, listening to it on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, give us your thoughts, whether you agree with us or disagree with us. That really doesn't matter, but your opinion does matter. And we're just going to